Hello, good afternoon. This is Diecast, and I hope you're all doing well. And I'm back with some vintage pieces. I have to apologise about vintage Diecast Monday episodes, as over here in the UK we've been having some storms and some power outages, and it messed up our router box. Our internet has been off for most of the week. I've been able to catch up with everybody's videos as I've been using the 4G on my mobile phone, but it's not the same for uploading. It's just a pain uploading, so I didn't bother doing an episode, obviously, on Monday. But anyway, I am back. The internet's back on, so I thought the pieces I had for Monday I will show today. And I think I'll call it something like Vintage Pieces on Thursday or something. I don't know. But anyway, I am back. And we've got 2 or 3 or maybe 4 very cool pieces to be looking at. And also at the end of the video, I will be announcing my next giveaway. But anyway, let's get straight into it and take a look at the first couple of pieces. So anyway, the first piece is this awesome little Matchbox Renault 11. There you go, Matchbox MB33 Renault 11 Turbo. Now, I have had this piece a while now. I have got it in another variation because Matchbox did this in a few different variations. I have, if I remember rightly, I have the James Bond variation of this, where it's like a light blue metallic with a taxi sign, and I believe it's from one of the James Bond films, or it's featured in one of the James Bond movies. This is obviously more like the real car. So I've actually been in one of these when I was a youngster. My friend, who was a little bit older than me, had a red version of these cars. They are very similar to the Renault 5 Turbo, just obviously in the 11 form. But anyway, this is the black toy variation with the 8-dot wheels, which is quite popular. 8-dot wheels now becoming very collectible, with obviously generation of kids from the late 80s and early 90s. And I know lots of people, I think Langley from the Lamley group, he likes to collect 8-dot wheels. But anyway, it is a cool piece, lots of suspension. And if I remember rightly, if we take a little look on the base, I believe this is, it's Macau 85 copyright. But anyway, so that is that. And like I said, I've had that piece a while now. And then I found this piece, which I thought was quite interesting, which from what I've researched, a little bit of research that I've done, you know me, I'm a little bit lazy. I don't always research properly. It is the same casting. So there you go, MB. So this is MB43 Renault 11 Turbo. And the reason why this is interesting is because it is a wheel variation. So there it is. I can't remember if they call these dot dash. I believe these are dot dash wheels. So these are more of an older style of wheel, but the casting and colour is exactly the same. It has the same suspension. I think I prefer this variation, if I'm completely honest, because the wheels look a little bit more similar to what would have been on the original car. But it is pretty cool. And the seller that sold this to me, when I bought this, I actually ended up getting this and a couple of catalogues, which I'll show another episode. But it's the US version. So this would have been the Communal Garden variation for the UK, and this would have been the variation that was for the United States, or at least it's the American version. And from what I can remember, this is the American version box. But like I said, don't hold me to that. It's just loosely what I have gone off. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, I don't usually do variations, but I could not resist. It was very cheap. I think it was £10, and I ended up getting 2 catalogues with it. So now I have the 2 variations, the dot dash version and the 8-dot wheel variation, which, like I said, is more popular nowadays. But anyway, this next piece is very interesting. Something about it I really like, and I picked this up at a flea market about 2 weeks ago, and it is a Corgi Juniors Whiz Wheels. And what a cool little piece this is. And I believe it's called an Adams Proby 16. You have to forgive me if I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. But I just seen it, and it wasn't expensive. I paid a couple of pounds for this. But it's literally like somebody has cracked it and taken it straight out the box, which I have not, unfortunately, because if this was in the box, I would have probably kept it in it. Now, I'll explain something. I always tend to open everything that I buy. I just can't help myself. I've always been an opener. Even with some of the rare vintage Matchbox, I tend to open them because they're for me, for my collection. When it comes to the Corgi Juniors and the Whiz Wheels, if I find them boxed, I don't tend to open them, only because it is very rare to find Corgi in their hang pack blister packs over here where I live anyway. They are, to give an example, I will show you what this would have looked like if it was in its packet. So I have this example here. So let's just zoom out of this. So this is a little Ford Capri that I got a while ago now. But this is the exact same packet, obviously marring the picture. But this is what it would have looked like. It would have been a similar hang pack to this, with the Corgi Juniors Whiz Wheels on it. And it would have had something like that on the back. It would have shown some of the cars in the range that you could have collected. And this car is from about 1972-ish, I believe. And this car is of the same time period. Like I said, a lot of Whiz Wheels, they were like this. They came really quite weighty pieces, lovely thick metal bases, over sort of manufactured bases, really, for the cars. And as time got on, the castings got thinner and lighter, and they did away with the metal bases, unfortunately. And they ended up a little bit like this. This is a very light little car, but it is very, very nice. I like the colour of the paint. I like the white interior. It's got, you can see the sort of way they were going, a little bit like some of the earlier Hot Wheels red lines. It was a very similar look to this car, which I didn't bring any up to show my point. I think I can't remember the name of the car now, but you guys will probably know what I'm on about. But it has got that sort of look. And the whole idea for Whiz Wheels was, obviously red lines had their faster than ever wheels, or whatever they were called back in the day. The red lines, you know, the fast wheels, and then you had the super fast, and then you had the Corgi Junior Whiz Wheels. So you get some extra zoom on, you can see it there. And it did. They were very quick, but very light. Actual fact, I'll show you the variation of this. There was a bigger version of this, which I think was the Corgi Major, and I'll show you what I'm on about. So there you go. That was this in its original packet, and that was also the Corgi Major version, which was in gold, which is a very nicely done piece. But yeah, great car. Something about it I really like, and I've never seen it before. And like I said before, Corgi Juniors and the Husky range are harder to find than the Matchbox, and that's mainly because, with this, especially with the Husky toy, they didn't do them for very long. Hence, there was no time for variations. And I do believe that the Husky toy went in to become Corgi Juniors. So Corgi Juniors ended up taking over the Husky toy, even though Metoy was the one that invented, was the owner, parent company of Corgi and the parent company of Husky. But when Husky, they folded it up, and it ended up becoming Corgi Juniors, as far as I believe. Anyway, that is this week's episode. Stay tuned for Vintage Diecast Monday episode, where I will be back this Monday, as all things are good now. Because I'm going to be, hopefully, I'm going to be able to finish off, now the weather's actually sunny out and no rain and wind, I'm going to be actually able to finish off my restoration. And then this Monday I'll be showing the restored piece. And that will be for this month's end of month giveaway. Because as you all know, I tend to do an end of month giveaway. I think it was the last one I did was the Porsche, which I believe went to was it Diecast Carnot, ended up winning my restored piece. But anyway, stay tuned for Monday's episode. Don't want to miss that. And with that, please like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned for more vintage episodes. Brain switched off. Custom pieces, restorations. Oh, and I've got a very cool modern piece coming. Only one piece, unfortunately, but you'll see what I'm on about when I show it. It is a very, very cool piece quite hard to come by in the UK, so I'm looking forward to showing that. It's at the moment it's very popular all over America, but with that, I'll see you all very soon. Take care.